Hello, good morning, good afternoon and good evening to you. It's going to be up the tube. Hope you're well today. Hope you're feeling grand all around your world. It's nearly Christmas time. There's no need to be afraid, apart from if you live next to a murderer. Anyway, I don't know where that came from. Anyway, do I have to pay Bob Geldof rights on that now? I don't know. Come and get him, Bob. Anyway, today's video, comparison video. Yes, I thought I'd do a comparison video today between my cousin's 1962 Hofner Very Thin, as it's very thin, and my 1962 Fender Strat. And the main reason for doing this comparison video is because back in the 60s, this is the guitar everyone wanted, a Fiesta Red Stratocaster, which is what this originally was, and this is normally what they could afford, as this was well out of price range. This Stratocaster, the original owner bought this for £179, and you might say, oh, that's not a lot, but he was earning £5 a week, so that's £20 a month, and he bought it on a hire purchase agreement, and eventually ended up paying just over like £200 for this guitar with interest. But like I say, that was a guitar everyone wanted. Everyone wanted a Fiesta Red Fender Stratocaster. Everyone wanted a Strat because of Hank Marvin. It was, you know, he was a hero to so many guitarists. Gary Moore, Mark Knopfler, you know, people like Eric Clapton. Everyone was influenced by Hank Marvin and what he did. So, whoa, interesting grounding issue. But the Stratocaster, as I say, £179 back then. Well out of reach of anybody. No way could just, you know, the guy living down the road afford a Fender Strat. So what they did, they got replicas basically of guitars, and up to June 1959, the UK didn't import anything US made anyway. There was an embargo on US made electronics until June 1959 when it was lifted. So up until that point, you couldn't get Fender or Gibson in the UK at all. Hank Marvin, actually his Stratocaster was the first Strat in the UK. Well, apparently it was the first Strat in the UK, and it was bought back for him by Cliff Richard. Cliff Richard bought it in the States, bought it back over and gave it to Hank to play, and that was, you know, that was that Fiesta Red Strat. I think it had a maple neck, that one. But yeah, everyone wanted a Fiesta Red Strat. But like I say, well out of reach of everybody. So what they went for were other guitars. For instance, Mark Knopfler. His first guitar was a Hofner Super Solid, which is kind of like a Fender. It was, you know, it was Fiesta Red. It had kind of like, you know, like a Stratish kind of pickup kind of setup, and it kind of looked like a Strat, the shape, but it wasn't a Strat, and that was the problem. Everyone wanted a Fender Strat. It was the guitar you saw and you dreamed about, and people would draw in their school books the guitar. But so what you got instead most of the time was a Hofner. They were quite, you know, Hofner were quite big sellers. I mean, the Beatles used Hofner, Club 50s and Club 60s. You know, like say Mark Knopfler had his super solid. Peter Green said he did the Blues Breaker audition with a Hofner bass, which he had converted into a guitar. You know, and people like, you know, Jeff Beck, you see them, you know, with Hofners, and Eric Clapton and Jimmy Page. Everybody had a Hofner or some other make of guitar that was kind of basically a knockoff or a lookalike of a Fender or a Gibson. So I thought what I'd do today in this video is just basically do a comparison between the 62 Strat and the 62 Hofner. As you know, it's interesting to hear the difference in sound. I'm also going to explain at the end how they feel to play and how they differ in that way. But it's interesting to hear the difference in sound. These are single coil pickups. They're single coil pickups. You know, it's pretty much kind of the same kind of thing. I know this is a hollow body that's solid, but you know. So yeah, I thought that's what I'll do. And it's the usual thing. I'm going to play a chord passage on the bridge pickup, middle pickup, both pickups on in the Hofner's case, and the neck pickup, and you'll hear them one after the other. So Hofner, Fender, Hofner, Fender, Hofner, Fender. Then I'm going to do a little kind of lead line on the Strat and the Hofner on bridge and neck only. I'm going to not bother with the middle. Just in the interest of time, I don't want the video to be like, you know, 10 hours long, because that would get a bit tedious. So yeah, without further ado, let's get to it. 1962 Hofner Very Thin. against the 1962 Fender Strat. Let me know which one you like the sound of more, and why. Let's get to it. Okay, so that's the chords. I'm going to do some single note lines now, and we'll do a comparison between the single note things, how they sound. So let's go Hofner first. Okie dokie, there we go. That's chords and single note lines on the 62 Hofner and the 62 Strat. I'll say, let me know in the comment section below which one you preferred and why. And yeah, I've always loved reading your comments, and I'd love to know which ones you preferred and why you preferred it. I've got to say, the Strat has it for me on a certain few things. One is playability. The Hofner is hard to play. The Hofner is a fight. It's an absolute fight to play the Hofner. It's a real Saturday night hard man, the Hofner is. It's like, come on then, you think what have you got it takes to play media? Bring it on. And it's trying to like wrestle him to the ground. And that's what the Hofner is. It's a really difficult guitar to play. It feels very kind of like stiff and very sluggish to play. Whereas the Strat is more kind of peace and love, man, hippie. It's like, play what you want, I'm here, everything's cool. The Strat's like that, and the Hofner's like, yeah! So, yeah. Strat, Hofner, that's what's going on there. That's playability. I mean, sound-wise, the Strat just seems a bit more equalised and rounded in its sound. It seems more of a kind of like that's the only word I can think of, rounded. I think that's the right word I'm looking for, but like, the Hofner, the back pickup, the bridge pickup is dead. It's got a tinniness to it where it's quite sharp and aggressive, and the neck pickup is a little bit too fat and flubby. It's like it's got too much bass, and the bridge pickups, the neck got too much bass, and the bridge pickup's got too much treble. I'm pretty sure the back pickup's nasty though because of where the bridge is. If the bridge was further back, then it would calm down the frequencies of a bridge pickup, like the Strat. I mean, the bridge, where the string comes over the saddle and then before it gets to the actual magnet on the pickup, it is quite a distance. On the Hofner, you've got no distance at all, but that's where it needs to be for intonation. That's where it's in tune, so I can't do anything about that. Also, pickup height. The Strat has more options for pickup height, whereas the Hofner doesn't. The Hofner's got like 4 little grub screws, 2 on each side of a pickup surround, like 2 on this side, 2 on that side, and you release them, and the pickup either falls or you have to pull the pickup up or push it down. But you have like maybe about 1 millimeter of height difference either way, and it might as well not bother. They're just there to hold the pickup in place. They're not really kind of like designed to kind of say you can hold the pickup height of the pickup. They're just there to hold it in place more than anything. And the bridge pickup is literally millimeter, like about 1 millimeter from the string. The pole piece on the bridge pickup is like 1 millimeter from the string. So the bridge pickup's always super hot. It's a really kind of like high output kind of sound because the pickup's so high. It's like 1 millimeter from the string. And on the higher register on the guitar, especially on the low strings, you get a lot of overtones because of that, and you can't really get rid of them. Whereas with the Strat, you can lower the pickups with the adjustment screws really easily and get the pickups rounded and EQ'd. So if it's too much bass, you just lower the bass side. If it's too much treble, you lower the treble side. It's so easy to see that as soon as people like Peter Green and Eric Clapton and Jeff Beck and Jimmy Page and Mark Knopfler and Pete Townsend and all these people, as soon as they could get their hands on these things, they didn't play these things anymore. It's so easy to see why, because like I say, these are so hard to get on with and they just struggle to play, whereas these are just so much more easy, and it's just so easy to see why people went for these over them as soon as they could. As soon as they could afford these, they went for them, and that was that. But like I say, and also like the Stratocaster neck, it's really fat down here and it slims out and the nut end's really thin. The Hofner's a baseball bat and it's just really clumsy and clunky and difficult to play. The frets are super thin on the Hofner. I mean, this has been refretted, but the Strat's been refretted, but they're just a vintage style frets and it's just a lot easier to play. The Hofner, as like I say, is really hard. They both hold tune amazingly. That's one thing I will say. The Hofner holds tune ridiculously well, so well. It goes through different temperatures and it's solid, absolutely solid. And the same thing with the Strat, it's just absolutely solid. It's just down to sound playability really between the two. That's what I find. The Strat just feels better to play. The Hofner's more of a struggle to play, and I don't like my guitars to fight me. I like to be, well, too much. I don't want the guitar to be like, the easiest thing to play in the world, but I don't want it to be the hardest thing in the world, which is what the Hofner is. It's a real struggle to play it. But, I'd say, let me know what you hear in the description box. Which one do you prefer and why? And which one would you prefer to have? Which one out of these two, if you could have the choice of these two, which one would you have and also why? For me, I'd say it'd be the Strat. Any day of the week, I would take this. It's just, like I say, the playability, the feel, everything about this is just easier and more relaxing. The Hofner's a little more like, come on then, bring it! It's very, very tense and very, very stiff and sluggish. Doesn't mean it's a crap guitar, because it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous, the Hofner is, and I love it to bits. And I love this to bits as well. And so let me know which one you prefer the sound of. And yeah. Okay, so yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this comparison video. I have to wish you all a very, 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 very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year if I don't see you before. I can't thank all of you enough for the support of this channel. I really cannot thank you enough. Your support is just unreal. It means the world to me. It means absolute world to me. I can't thank each and every one of you enough. I really can't. It's been an awesome year, and you lot have made it an awesome year. It's, you really have, and there isn't the words to describe how grateful I am. There really is not. So, very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to all of you. You all mean the world to me. Thank you very much indeed for watching. And I will see you again in the new year. If not before, fingers crossed, hopefully before. I have a gig coming up on the 29th of this month. And I'm hopefully going to do like a little gig vlog. And I'll hopefully get that up on the 30th for you all. But fingers crossed. But yeah, like I say, I cannot thank you all enough for watching and supporting this channel. It means the absolute world to me. 2018 is going to be fun. And it's all because of you lot. It's all because of you. So I cannot thank you enough. And yeah, thank you. That's all I can say. And that's too small of a word to how grateful I am. It really is too small of a word. So, Merry Christmas. I'll see you again. Have a great weekend. I can finally say that now. It's not Q&A Wednesday anymore. It's Friday. I can definitely say have a great weekend. And I'll see you again. Have a great one. Goodbye now. Thank you very much.